It's Monday, March 30th. I'm going to record the after school shiur. We're starting from Chav Hey Amid Aleph, Mishnah at the bottom. Masa Ruvain, the story of Ruvain, Nikra V'lo Mitargim, is read and not translated. Masa Tamar, the story of Tamar, the daughter-in-law of Yehuda, Nikra Umitargim, is read and translated. Masa Egel Rishon, the first time that the Torah tells us the story of the Egel, Nikra Mitargim, it's read and translated. Bashani, but the second time when Aaron repeats what happened to Moshe Rabbeinu, Nikra V'lo Mitargim is read and not translated, and we're going to learn the reasons for all this in the Gemara. Birchas Kahanim, the three brachos of Birchas Kahanim in Parshas Nosai, or Masa David v'Amnon, the story of David's son Amnon and the terrible thing that he did, Nikran v'lo mitargum, it is read but not translated. Ein maftirin b'merkava, when you read Haftarah and Navi, don't read the first parak of Sefer Yechezkel, which talks about the chariot of Hashem. Rabbi Yehuda Mater, Rabbi Yehuda allows it, and we hold like Rabbi Yehuda that we do read that first parak in Yechezkel, and it's the Haftarah of the first day of Shavuot. Rabbi Lezer says, Ein maftirin b'hoidas Yerushalayim. There is a pasuk there's a Haftarah in Yechezkel, Perek Tezayin, which talks about the shame of the people of Yerushalayim during Bayis Rishon. Rabbi Lezer says, don't read that Haftarah because it tells of the disgrace of the people of Yerushalayim. The Gemara brings a Braita that elaborates, Yesh Nikrin and Mitargimin, some parashiyos are read and translated, Yesh Nikrin v'lo Mitargimin, some are read and not translated, and V'yesh and some, Lo Nikrin v'lo Mitargimin, we don't read them and don't translate them in public. Elu Nikrin and Mitargimin, the following group will be read and translated, and it's a list of 10 different parashiyos, and the siman for them is Beis Lamed Taf, Ayin Kuf Nun, Nun Shin Pei Hey. Masa Bereshis, the story of creation, Nikra Mitargum, is read and translated. Pshita, why not? Mao Detema, perhaps we should say, Atu, people will come, L'shayule, to ask. Mala Mala, what's above the above? Mala Mata, what's below the below? What's beyond space? Mala Fanim, what's before the before? Mala Achar, what's after the after? What's beyond time? And you'll start trying to define and figure out God, which is impossible. Kamash Malon, we're not concerned about that. You can talk about Bereshis and people will realize that we can discuss anything that's finite and whatever is infinite, that's God. Masa Loit Ushtei B'Noisad, the story when Loit's two daughters had relations with their father Loit. Nikra is read, Umatargam and translated. Pshita, isn't that obvious? No, Mauda Tema, maybe we should be concerned. Nechish, L'Kvoida Davram. I should be concerned that this was Avram's nephew who had such a terrible incident or incidents, and maybe it's shameful for Avram the uncle. Kamash Malan, that Avram the uncle is not responsible for the behavior of his nephew Lot and Lot's daughters. Masa Tamar v'Yehuda, the story of Tamar and Yehuda, Nikra is read Targum and is translated. Pshita, isn't it obvious when Yehuda had relations with Tamar? More says Mao Detema, maybe we should say Lechush, let's be concerned Lechvodo de Yehuda, for the honor and respect of Yehuda. Komash Malan, it teaches us Shivachehu, that the story actually is a praise for Yehuda. The Aidi, in the end, as it says in Chumash, he admitted to what he had done, and that in itself gave him honor. The brothers honored him, and the father respected him for having stood up and admitted that he had done something wrong. Masa Egel Arisha, the first story of the Egel, is Nikra, is read, Umitargam, and translated. Pshita, it's obvious. Mao Detema, maybe we should say, Leichush, let us be concerned, Lekvodam Shal Yisrael, of the honor of the Jewish people, that they did such a disgraceful thing. Kamash Malana teaches us, Kol Shekain Denichalu, Jewish people are rather willing that the parsha should be read and translated. The Havyalahu Kapara, this way, if it's read and translated, if Jews in the Tzibur feel embarrassed, this is still a kapara for the Jewish people that such a thing was done. Klolois uberachos, the Torah has two parashiyos, one in B'chukaisa and one in Kisavai, where it talks about the curses if people disobey God and the blessings if they obey God. Nikrin umitargumin, they are read and translated. Pshita, obviously. Maudatema, maybe we should say Nechish, let's be concerned. Dilma, perhaps Paiga datayu de Tzibura, the tzibur, the public, their datayu, their mind, will become paiga, will become weakened, they'll become discouraged when they hear so many klolot. Kamash malon, so it teaches us that we're not concerned about that. And the reason is because when you teach all the klolot, so people will be careful not to do wrong things, and therefore the klolot won't come. The klolot are not there as a promise of punishment, rather they're a deterrent, and a deterrent is a good thing. As Horais v'Einshin, in the Torah, there are many prohibitions, and then the Torah discusses the courts, the punishments that are imposed by court. So Nikrin and Metargum, and you read them and you translate them. Pshita, isn't that obvious? Ma'udatayma, maybe we should say, Nechush, let us be concerned, till ma'asu lemevad miyira. If people will obey God's commandments, but they'll do it out of fear, not out of love, Kamash Malan, that's okay. If you start out doing it out of fear, in the end you come to appreciate what you're doing, and you'll do it out of love. Masa Amnon v'Tamar, the story that Amnon raped his sister Tamar, and then Avshalom killed Amnon. So Nikra Metargum, it's read and it's translated. Pshita, isn't it obvious? Ma'udatayma, maybe we should be concerned. Leichash liyakre de David. Let's be concerned about David's honor. This Amnon was his son who did the sin with Tamar, and Avshalom was his son who killed Amnon. So Kamash Malon, it teaches us that the father is not responsible for the behavior of his children, and therefore it's not a disgrace to David. Masi Pilegesh Begiva Nikra Metargim, the story where a man had a concubine in the town of Giva, and she was abused until death by the people of Giva, and then that caused a civil war in Klal Yisrael. So it's read and translated. It's the Perik Yutes and Shoftim. Pshita, it's obvious. Ma'udatayim alechash likvoidai de Binyamin. Let's be concerned about the respect for Shevet Binyamin, that they had a town that did such a terrible thing. Kamashman, we're not concerned. Haida es Yerushalayim es Toya Vaiseha. The Perik in Yechezkel, which talks about the terrible behavior of the people of Yerushalayim, Nikra is read umetargum and translated, not like our Mishnah. Moses Pshita, of course you should read it and translate it. Lafuki, to exclude the Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Eliezer's opinion, because he says you should not read it and translate it the way in our Mishnah it said that Ein Maftirin, right? Rabbi Eliezer says you don't say Haftarah Haidas Yerushalayim. The Tanya, there's a brayso, Masabo the Mechlat Shayikaira Lamalam Rabbi Eliezer. There was somebody that was reading Navi on a platform in front of Rabbi Eliezer, and he read Haidas Yerushalayim Es Taya Vaiseh. He read that chapter. Amar Rabbi Eliezer said, Achat Baidik B'Tayeves Yerushalayim. Instead of going to search for the disgusting things of Yerushalayim, say B'Daik B'Tayeves Imcha. Go check the disgusting behavior of your mother. Batku Achrav, they checked his background, the Matzuba, and they found Shemetz Psul, that perhaps there was a question of his legitimacy. Let's be delicate. Under the Yoma, you know that when you buy the chametz, Ashkenazim, I don't know if Sephardim have the same thing, but Ashkenazim use a feather where they brush the area where the piece of bread was left over, and they have a spoon that they try to aggregate all the pieces into, which is relatively impossible. And they have a candle. The halach is you should go around with a candle to search. So in the end, on Erev Pesach, you burn the chametz, and you burn the spoon, and you burn the feather, and you burn the candle. No, the chametz, you burn the chametz, the mitzvah to burn chametz. We'll see what we do this year. The spoon and the feather brushed the chametz, the spoon held the chametz, but the candle, well, why do you burn the candle? I think one of the Belzer Rebbe said because the candle went looking for chametz. You know, it's not a good idea to be the one that looks for chametz. I mean, you're supposed to look for chametz, but nevertheless, there's like a moral lesson that the ones who always look for chametz, not the best thing. So the candle that went looking for chametz also gets burnt. Anyway, Ve'elu Nikra and Velomet argument. The following parshias are read but not translated, and there is 5 of them. Reish Ayin, Beis Dalud Nun is their simon. Masa Ruvain Nikra Velomet argument. The story where Ruvain. Now the pasuk says that Ruvain slept with Bilhah, his father's concubine. What really happened was Ruvain took the bed of his father out from Bilhah's tent and put it into his mother Leah's tent. But the Kitzur, you read it, but you don't translate it. Umaseh, because it sounds bad and it's not even true. The way the pasuk puts it is not really what he did. That's another issue. Why would the pasuk write it like that? Okay, I'll take a moment to explain. There is a parsha in Navi that says that the sons of Eli, the Kahanim, behaved badly when women who had either given birth or they had been zavais, so came to the Mikdash and they brought two birds in order to complete their purification. So the sons of Eli and the people came would like put, let's say, $10 into a box, and they expected that the $10 would be used to buy two birds. One would be brought for chatas, one would be brought for an oil, and that would be the end of it. Kohanim that were appropriate would make sure that all the money in the box would be used that day, and the ladies would be able to go home to their husbands. But the sons of Eli were lax. They didn't. So the women had to stay there and badger the sons of Eli to make sure that their korbanos are brought so they can come home. So Eli was told that his children are misbehaving, and the expression that was used was that the sons of Eli are sleeping with the women who are coming to Mishkan Shiloh. It wasn't true. I mean, that's not what they were doing. They were just holding them back. But denying them from their husbands was equivalent to the sons of Eli being with them. Denying them to their husbands was equivalent to the sons of Eli being with them. So here too, like you make an expression, was the woman able to go home to her husband? No, and she was with the sons of Eli. Not that the sons of Eli actually did anything with them, but it's an expression. So here too, since Yaakov had his bed in Bilhah's tent and was going to have relations with Bilhah, Reuven moved the bed to Yaakov's tent. So the question was Yaakov with Bilhah? No, Yaakov wasn't with Bilhah. Reuven was with Bilhah. It's not really true. It's just the way to express that it was Reuven's fault that Bilhah couldn't be with Yaakov. Anyway, Maaseh Reb Chanina ben Gamliel sheholach lekabul. Reb Chanina ben Gamliel came to Kabul, and Vayokayre Chazdan HaKnesses, and the shamus who was reading read Vahi b'Shchon Yisrael. It was when Yisrael was camped, and then the next words were Vayelech Reuven Vayishkav es Bilhah pilegesh Aviv, and Reuven went and slept with Bilhah, his father's concubine. But V'amar lo, Reb Chanina ben Gamliel told Lam Turgman, the translator, Al Tetargim Ela Achron, only translate the end of the pasuk where it says Vayu b'nei Yaakov Shnei Moser, and the sons of Yaakov were 12. The Chachamim complimented Reb Chanina ben Gamliel for stopping the translator of translating that phrase in the middle that would be misunderstood. Masa Egel Sheni Nikra V'lei Mitargim, the second repetition of the story of the Egel is read and not translated. Eza Masa Egel Sheni, what's considered the second repetition? Min Vayarma Moshe, when Moshe asks Aaron, what did you do? Ad Vayar Moshe, until Aaron answers and Moshe sees what's going on. Tanya, we learned in a brayser, Reb Shimon ben Elazar Aimer, Reb Shimon ben Elazar says, Lo ilam yadam zor b'tshavosav. A person should be careful the way he describes his answers. Shemitoich tshuva she'shiva Aaron l'Moshe is because Aaron was not so careful the way he answered Moshe Rabbeinu as to what happened. Pakru hama'arim, those people who want to challenge our religion and say that there's reality to Avodah Zarah, they found a way to arrogantly challenge us. Shenemer, it says, Aaron says, Vashlichayu, and I threw the gold into the fire, and guess what? The egel came out. By saying that, it kind of implies that maybe there was some type of power to Avodah Zarah that enabled the egel to come out. So therefore, you should read that, but don't translate it, because people will misunderstand, and they'll think that there's really something to Avodah Zarah.